Ever feel like something's not quite right, but you can't explain why? The stress, the setbacks, the constant second-guessing, and still no answers? Understanding what's really going on often starts with one overlooked tool, a proper psychological assessment. This video breaks down exactly what a psychological assessment looks like, step by step. Learn how it works for children and adults, how it supports diagnoses like ADHD and autism, and how it provides the evidence needed to access NDIS support in Australia. Many people spend months or years chasing symptoms without clarity. Children are labelled as difficult. Adults internalise stress, blame, or burnout. Families feel stuck in trial and error cycles, constantly reacting and adjusting without ever really understanding the root cause. A well-conducted psychological assessment ends that cycle. It doesn't just give a diagnosis. It provides a clear, objective foundation for moving forward with purpose. Step 1. A psychological assessment isn't just a test. It's a full process designed for clarity. The assessment usually begins with a clinical interview, collecting history, concerns, and personal context from the client or parent. This is followed by structured, standardized tools like the MIGDAS-2 for autism, cognitive tests for developmental delays, or ADHD rating scales for attention-related challenges. It may include behavioural observations, play-based interactions, or questionnaire data from caregivers or teachers. Everything is tailored depending on age, concerns, and background. Importantly, assessments aren't about passing or failing. They're about understanding how someone thinks, functions, and copes, so support can be shaped accordingly. Step 2. An assessment reveals what's underneath the behaviour, not just what's on the surface. Many families seek help because something's not working. Constant meltdowns, inability to focus, poor school performance, burnout, or emotional overwhelm. But without an assessment, it's easy to misinterpret the cause. For children, what looks like defiance may actually be sensory overload. For adults, what feels like procrastination may be executive dysfunction or unrecognized anxiety. And for parents, the guilt of not doing enough may be based on misunderstanding, not reality. Assessments bring these patterns into view. For example, a cognitive profile might reveal a child who's verbally gifted but struggles with processing speed, explaining their frustration in the classroom. An ADHD self-report may show that an adult isn't scattered, but operating with impaired attention regulation. Once the real driver is understood, therapy and home strategies can be built around what actually works. By the way, would you like a deeper dive into what happens during a psychological assessment and how it can help you or your child move forward with clarity? Check out the full article on our website. A link is in the description. And if this video has been helpful so far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more real-world mental health tips that actually make sense. Step 3. Assessments create the evidence needed for formal support, including NDIS access. In Australia, the National Disability Insurance Scheme, NDIS, requires clear, documented evidence before providing funding or services. That means showing not only a diagnosis, but also how that condition affects daily life. Communication, self-care, social participation, or learning. Psychological assessments often include tools like adaptive functioning questionnaires, e.g. ABAS or Vineland, cognitive tests, and observational summaries that meet these requirements. A good assessment doesn't just confirm a condition. It explains how that condition impacts everyday functioning, making it easier for NDIS planners, schools, and support providers to understand and respond appropriately. It's not just a helpful report, it's a powerful bridge between personal experience and professional support. Step 4. Assessments also track change and progress that may otherwise go unseen. Many psychological assessments include short questionnaires that can be used not just once, but over time. At the start of therapy, these tools provide a baseline of behaviour, mood, and emotional well-being. Months later, they can be re-administered to track progress. These comparisons often reveal positive shifts that are easy to overlook day to day. For example, a child's emotional symptom score might drop, or a parent might notice fewer behavioural challenges, even if they didn't realise how far things had come. This ongoing measurement helps psychologists and families refine treatment, validate what's working, and stay motivated with evidence, not guesswork. A psychological assessment is not just a formality. It's not a test to pass or a label to fear. It's a tool to understand the mind, clearly, objectively, and compassionately. It gives names to what was vague. It replaces confusion with a plan. And it opens the door to practical, effective support. Real change doesn't start with trying harder. It starts with finally understanding what you're working with.